Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Wild Seas. Today you're out with me, Kieren, on Unleashed Fishing Charters, and we're going mixed species fishing. These boys, as you can see in the background, they're catching bait. Well, they were catching bait, they are catching bait. But yeah, fresh bait first on the menu, then we're going to go and hit a lot of mixed species. They were out with me yesterday, we managed 21 species yesterday. We've got a few species we still need to tick off of our list, and hopefully we'll find some specimens amongst them. So yeah, first stop, we're gonna chuck the anchor down, try and get a few reef species, conger, huss, maybe ling, little ling probably if we're lucky. There's cookie wrasse, stuff like poutins and stuff, but I'm gonna try and catch a Cooch's bream, just on the right specific time in the tide to get one. We might not see one, but we might get lucky, we might see one or two. So it'd be nice for this window in the tide to capitalise on that chance and give it a go, because it's a species that we didn't try for yesterday, so give it a go today.
You get any combers here, Kieren?
Ah, minging with him. Want a drop?
I've got my comber rig on.
So yeah, just come up to my mark now. I'm just identifying the effects of the wind and the tide. Today we got quite a strong, not strong yet, but it is going to be picking up southerly wind and flood tide. So yeah, when that tide's like wind across tide, then it's going to have an effect. Certainly as like the tide slows down or the wind picks up, it's going to cause the boat to swing a little bit. And yeah, when you're anchoring in like the likes of like 200 foot of water and you've got a lot of rope out, the slightest change, it's like a lever arm. The slightest change up top can mean a big change where you're fishing obviously down the bottom, because you've got a lot of rope out. So yeah, we've still got a nice bit of flood tide going. That southerly wind just kicking us off to the side a little bit, so I'm going to compensate for that movement. Hopefully get us bang on the money. There's something to it, isn't there? Ew. Okay. Oh yeah.
We like that English squid stuff.
They do.
Yeah.
Love it.
All out crawfish.
Yeah, yours won't hurt.
Yeah.
Woo. Got a bit of something to it. Let's try it.
Straight up and down as well. Coming out like
Yeah. Had its head like down sort of thing. But we'll have the net just to, yeah. Actually, it's an eel.
yeah.
It's an eel.
Not bad,
Not a bad one.
There we go, one for the species.
Can't get it in there. Backwards and straight. Boom. One for the species. Conger eel.
Try to stop it from bending.
I bet you're no chance.
No.
Oh, that's nice.
There you go, boy.
Alright.
Yeah, boy. Send it back.
Get it back.
So, yeah, first mark. The tides, we get this down at Land's End because we have 9 different tides that meet off of the Land's End Peninsula. Yeah, they all act and counteract each other or whatever. So the predictions aren't always completely true. So the first mark we went on, I was expecting the tide for basically another hour or so, and it completely dropped out already. For the target species that we're after, it's kind of not ideal. So what I've done is that's also the beauty of Land's End, you can jump and chop and change different tides all the time, and you can normally find the sort of tide that you're after at some point. So yeah, I've just dropped out a little bit, found the tide that we want. We're anchored again a little bit deeper here, up against some structure, fishing the tide out, and yeah, hopefully we're going to get some fish on the rods. It's a craw! Craw! Woo! Put it back. Second one. 2 days. Absolutely mental. Really nice size on them as well.
That's crazy.
Aren't they just like the most insane things?
He's missing his.
Yeah.
He's broken that one, they've broken up the
They are just mental.
Oh, it's right in the mouth, fake, fair and square.
Don't foul at mine, Shane.
Look at that. That's mental. You can hold it. You'll catch.
Oh, they are
Drop it that way.
They are. No, so
Roll
drop it
your
down.
crawl.
You drop it down. Yeah. They are so smart. They are tiny.
Let's get the release video then.
Other way.
Fish on. Oh, fuck me, it's all over the shop. Blake, there's one bass. Yeah, there's another bass. Oh, it's on now, boys. It's on. We're on. There we go. Yep. Yeah, pollock. There's a fish. Kick in. Oh. Chris is in as well. On the carnage. Pollock. That looks fatty. Steve is Chris is as well. Okay. Yes. Oh, he's going under the boat. There he goes. Fish on here. Yes. That one out. Yes, Steve. Right, number 4. Wild seas. We're here. Really sharp. We're fishing the front side of a reef. Quite a lot of tide, obviously hitting the front of the reef, causing like a big boil of water, chucking the bait up, making it all disorientated. Rob's into a fish, as you can see. And then yeah, the bass are obviously, and pollock and coalfish, they're capitalising on the disorientated bait, hitting it whilst it's all slowed down and in those turbulent waters. So our chosen method is we're just fishing lures in line, nice and simple, nice light trace, 20-pound trace, something like that. Nice sandy, oily sort of style, shaddy style lures. Casting out, letting them sink, summit around mid-water, and then retrieving on a steady retrieve. Get a bite, just keep reeling until your rod's right over, bang it. We've got a few nice fish on down the back. I'm going to get the net, see what we got.
Really big bass following this one.
Really?
Yeah,
Watch your line there, Riley. Keep your ride up. Up, up, up. He's trying to pinch that bass behind yours. Oh, he spat it. Oh.
There he is, on the surface. He's all right.
Yeah.
Really quite well.
going on here. Absolutely fat as butter, bristling. Look at it.
That is bad.
Gorgeous, isn't it?
Perfect.
So fat. Look at it.
Yes, Chris is on. Must be minging with him.
Must be.
Big one.
That was a wave.
They're all standing on like that.
Well, I thought if I come over here, I'd dance around. Hanging on, get it, Rob.
That's how we do it. Why have one when you can have two in there?
Yeah, boys.
Hello. Wave on! Big wave on! Hello!
Riley.
Chris, fuck
Chris.
All
the green ones are working now.
They're eating a little white,
They don't want to know about fucking white, do they?
Greens.
Oh, hello. Is that cool?
Yes,
Turbo.
Bye, pass. It's on. Not a bad day. Good one. That was class. Yeah? Whoa, yeah. Nice fish. That's a stud. Good fish, Riley. Good rod tip. Look at that, that's a flat pig, isn't it? It's full of fucking...
Getting a release. Yep.
Ab workout, just trying to stand straight on the boat. Mental. No place for the faint-hearted. It is wild. Exactly why we call it wild seas. There's no other place I've been that has this true like rawness about the ocean and the power behind it. You really get an aspect, grasp an aspect of how powerful Mother Nature is down here. It's yeah, it's a bit of a craft working with it at times. Woo! Makes you feel alive. Hey. Okay, so that was absolutely mental on the lures. The bass was crazy. We had a few pollock in there as well. And yeah, it got a little bit too hectic out there and we had a lot of bass yesterday. So we opted to move spots. So what we've done is moved onto some sandbanks with primarily target of ray, as well as there's possibility of some flatfish, weavers, gurnards as well to get some species going. The boys are already down. We anchored shallow on the bank, loads of rays, generally smaller smallites. And then we've actually moved out deeper and man, I'm looking in the background because there's like 2-3 fish on now already. It's been pretty carnage. So I'm just going to run you through a rig that we use down here. So this, some really nice quality 30-pound mono. So what I'm going to do, this is a 2-hook down rig with using like no booms or anything, so we keep everything as minimalistic as possible. So I'm just going to take, I don't know, about 6 foot, 7 foot of line, something like that. Just snip it there. Now what I want to do, so I'll take this, tie it onto my main line here, which I've got a zip slider, 3 beads and a swivel, and then my hook trace to this. Now, the reason I use 3 beads is it, as you can see there, it creates a little bit of a boom, keeps the rig away from the weight as you're dropping down. A lot of people just go like zip slider or swivel or just 1 bead or whatever, and then you find your trace is very close to your line when you're dropping it down, and it can help alleviate a few more tangles when you use it like this. So I'll just tie that onto there now. This is going to be my trace. A little bit rough out here today, so we're a little bit rolly. Right, now, my swivel I take into my mouth, so then I pretend it's like my swivel. And what I want to do is I'll come down about a foot and a half or so on my line, and I just double it up and take like a loop out the side. Again, about 12 inches or so. And then all I'm going to do is wrap that round, overhand knot, but I'm going to pass it through the loop 3 times. And this will lock the knot quite well, so it will stop it from slipping. So I'll just loop that up, pull that tight, like that. Okay, so there's 1 knot. And then you've got a loop away from your main line. So then I'm going to do the same again, but about an inch and a half in from the loop. And all this is going to do is double up the line to create like a mono boom. This time I'm only going to do it twice because this one doesn't need to be locked as such. So then yeah, what we've got is a loop away from our trace with a doubled up piece of mono, which is like a stiff rig, and that will act as like a mono boom, keeping your second hook away from your longer trace. So I'll just snip that there, and now just pull that tight, just so it takes the kink out of the line, like so. And then what you can see that I've created there, swivel comes down, and I've got my little mono boom hanging out there, which I'm going to put a hook on this end, which I've got here. Now we use yellow beads down here. We rate yellow beads, they seem to do very well when we're fishing on the banks. It's either that or nothing at all. And then what I've got here is a really strong size 2 carp style hook. I use a small hook because then we can catch the smaller species, your flatfish, your weavers, gurnards, and it's strong enough that if you hook up to like good sized blonde rays and small eyed rays, it will hold out and you're not going to straighten the hooks out. Already today, I think the best rays probably, I don't know, 12, 13 pounds, landed on size 6 hooks. Mental really. And then yeah, so that's my 1 hook away from my trace, and then I've got a longer piece of line here, which is going to be my second hook, which creates the 2 down rig. So I'll just pop a bead on there again, and my hook. Just a blood knot. Okay, there we go. And then hopefully I can show you here. You can get this in focus or not? So I've got, from my main line, swivel, my 1 hook down, and then my second hook, which is going to sit lower. So when it sits on the floor, you're going to have 1 hook trailing behind your weight, and then 1 slightly further away from that again. And that there is about all you need for fishing on sandbanks.
Tiny little looks.
Look at that. £10 fluoro. It's slightly opened up. Oh yeah.
Hey, Steve, there's your second fish.
Oh, yeah, cheers. Oh, hang on. Double shot here. Thanks for that.
Literally like
Yeah, number 24. Yeah, come here. Red gurnard.
Yeah, boys.
Lovely.
Well guys, that is the end of today's session. It started off quite slow at anchor on the baits. In the distance, we saw the birds working, so we thought, why not? Let's go hammer the bass again. And it was amazing fishing. We really capitalised on that opportunity, catching a load of bass, a few pollock in there as well, but it was just all round wild, very rough out there as well, but yeah, pretty like full and energetic fishing. Very enjoyable. Once we had had enough of that, then we moved on to some clean ground fishing, which was very, very good again. Lots and lots of rays, small-eyed rays, blonde rays. We had a few gurnards amongst it as well, and Shane had a nice turbot, which is always nice to see. We had a little place. There was a few other bits and bobs. And we finished the day just changing it up again. Went for some clean ground, deep water drifting, just seeing if we can pick up a few more species. We managed to tick off the red gurnard on that as well as catching small grey gurnards, white ends, cuckoo wrasse, and that was that. But yeah, today we managed to add to the species list the conger eel for the guys, red gurnard, and what else did we have? Turbot as well. So we managed to get the guys up to 24 species over their 2 days of fishing. I'd like to say we stuck to some sort of structure today, but yeah, really the plan went out the window as we got very skew whiffed. When the bass fishing is that amazing, why shouldn't we capitalise on it? It was beautiful. The boys kept a couple for the box and then we returned all of the rest, which is always nice to see. Anyway, that's me, done for the day. The rain set in. I need to fuel up tomorrow because tomorrow we are sharking. And I can't wait to get back out there on the big fish again. So I'll see you guys again. Keep watching, subscribe to our channel, like our videos. Ciao.